Okay, so now we'll be discussing exceptions. You know very well what is meant by exception. Okay, exception is nothing but an error. Okay, just it is nothing but error. So you will miss out so many errors, right, while executing the programs. Okay, so basically we have two types of errors. Means we'll get errors at two situations only. What is that two situations? One is compile time. Okay, just we are compiling the program. It's nothing but we are just checking for syntactical checks. Okay, any syntactical mistakes are there, okay, or any comma is not there, colon is not there, some that kind of errors. Okay, so what we'll check here basically, for example, syntax errors. So if syntax error is there, you are missing or you are not writing any spelling properly. For example, I have to write where you written some wrong spelling. So that is nothing but compilation error. So what you will do then? You have to write a program to handle that spelling, not required. Okay, so what you have to do then? You have to go back and need to correct the spelling. So means you have to handle these errors manually. Okay, we have to handle these errors manually. Okay, so what we thought, for example, I written select star from EMP. So here what is the wrong? For example, here from spelling is wrong. It's nothing but syntactical mistake. You written wrong keyword. Okay, so what you have to do then, definitely you have to go back and need to correct the spelling. We don't need to write any different coding for it to correct the spelling. Okay. So what about another type of errors? Okay, so another type of errors, this is first step when you are writing a program. It's nothing but I'm checking for the syntactical mistake. For any program, whatever you are executing, we executed so many programs as of now, right? For everything, first Oracle, what it will do, it will check for the syntactical mistake. It's nothing but it will compile the program, then it will go for the execution. Okay, what it will do first? First it will do compiling, then it will go for the execution. So at the compile time, it will check is there any syntactical mistake or not. If everything is fine, compiled successfully, then it will go for the execution. Means it will start executing the code. Okay. Now at the execution time, what will happen? We'll see execution time errors. Okay, execution time. What kind of errors you will get? So all the logic errors, whatever the logic you written inside your program, nothing but code, whatever you written. For example, I written select data from that table. Okay, but there is no data. It will throw an error. Okay, because you don't know before whether data is there or not in the table. Okay, so definitely I have to execute that. So once I executed, I came to know there is no data. So it will throw error. Nothing but it's a logic error. Whatever the code I written, that code logic error. It's nothing but this time we are going to get all logical errors. So these logical errors, whatever you are getting, we can handle them using a code. Okay. We can handle these errors programmatically. Okay. How we can handle these errors programmatically? We'll see using nothing but this chapter exceptions. Also, we discussed in the first class itself. We have three blocks there. One is declare block to declare your all variables, cursors, exceptions, anything. Whatever you want to define, that you can define in the declare block. In the begin block, you have to write complete your executable code. Whatever you want to execute, that code you have to write in the begin block. Okay, and thereafter exception block is there actually. Okay, but exception block, what it will be having? It will be having a code to handle your errors. Which type of errors? Not compile time errors. Okay, only the execution time errors. Don't get confusion. We'll see all these things with program. Okay. But as of now, we just discussed what is exception. It's nothing but an error. And we'll get errors at 2 times. Okay. So whenever whenever you are executing the program, first Oracle will compile that program and it will check for any syntactical mistakes. If it is there, you have to handle it manually. And then it will go for execution. If compiled successfully, it will go for execution and it will check any logical errors there. Then you can handle these errors programmatically. Okay. So for example, which type of this logical error? I'm writing a program here. Select star from everything is correct. I'm writing select star from EMP. Imagine there is no data in EMP table. We don't know when I'm writing this query, but we'll come to know only after execution. So when there is no data, it will throw error. We can handle this no data error programmatically. And imagine there is no table. Okay, table only does not exist. Okay, so this kind of logical errors, no data for EMP table. So this type of logical errors we can handle programmatically. Now, we'll just see for today what are the different types of exceptions we have. We have 3 different types of exceptions here. Okay, so the first thing is predefined exceptions, and second one is non-predefined exceptions, and the last is user-defined exceptions. Okay, predefined exceptions means it's already defined. You don't need to do anything. Okay, it's already defined error message. You can just use it for your requirement purpose. Who defined it? It's already defined by Oracle. Okay, Oracle only will throw the error. For example, there is no data for EMP table, so it will throw one error. Who defined that error message? So definitely Oracle only defined that message, and Oracle only throwing the error. Okay, we'll see with program, don't worry. And non-predefined exceptions means this is going to be defined by us. We have to define that error message. Okay, but we'll ask Oracle engine to throw that message. Okay, user-defined exceptions means we only need to define that error message or exception, and we only need to raise that exception also in that particular case. Okay, so let me write it clearly. In some interviews, you'll get a question also. What is predefined exceptions or what is exception? We know already what is meant by exceptions and when we'll get the exceptions. Okay, and now we are discussing 3 different types of exceptions actually. Okay, so now here I'm writing exception type, and who is defining and who is rising. Okay, the exception type is predefined exceptions, first one. Okay, predefined exceptions, and this next one is non-predefined exception. Let me take this completely down. Give me a second. So non-predefined exception, and the last one is user-defined exception. So completely we are only doing this. Okay, user-defined exception. Okay, so in case of predefined exceptions, that exception message or exception, who defined that? It's already defined by Oracle only. And whenever the situation came, error is coming, who is throwing that error to you? Definitely Oracle only throwing the error. You are not doing anything, right? So not predefined exceptions. In this case, we are defining our exception and asking Oracle engine to throw that message. We'll discuss in detail later about non-predefined exceptions. Okay. Then user defined exceptions. For some cases, we don't have proper exception defined by Oracle. So then what I will do, I'll define my own exception. Okay, I'll define my own exception and I only will raise the exception. So I'm not taking Oracle help here to raise my exception also. But in case of non-predefined exception, the already defined exception, whatever is there, that is not meaningful or not readable for me. Okay, so that case, what I'm doing, I'm defining my own error message, okay, and linking with already defined Oracle message. Okay, so nothing but I'm writing my own error message and asking Oracle engine to raise that message in that specific case. Okay, so that is nothing but non-predefined exception. Okay, I'm just repeating these three again. Predefined exceptions means that exception is already defined by Oracle and Oracle only will throw that exception. Non-predefined exception means, so whatever the exception is already defined by Oracle, that is not meaningful. So then I'll define my own exception and I'll ask Oracle engine to raise that exception in that specific case. Okay, for example, already defined message is no data found. There is already defined message by Oracle and it is throwing error also, but I'm unable to read that message properly, no data found. I want to make it clear. So what I'll do, I will define my own exception then, and I'll ask Oracle engine to raise that exception whenever that no data found kind of situation comes. User defined message, user defined exception means I'm thinking there is no exception defined by Oracle for that particular case. So then I will define my own exception and I only will raise my exception. Okay, so this is about three different types of exceptions for us. Okay, so in some interviews, they may ask you predefined exceptions examples. Okay, means, okay, let me write it here only. Okay, so for example, no data found, too many values, okay, invalid cursor. Okay, so like this, some exceptions are there which are already defined by Oracle. Okay, sorry, give me a second. Okay. So these are some of the predefined exceptions examples. Okay, so we'll see in with the programs how we are going to use them. Okay, so we'll see one simple program for now, how it is going to work. Just clear everything. Nothing I want to do. I just want to get the data from EMP table for a specific employee, or also you can write your cursor. Okay, you can do anything, but I just want to simplify this program just to know about the exception. So that's why I'm not going for cursors and all. I just want to get the data for a specific employee number. That is fine to us. Okay, so I'm declaring three variables here to store three columns of information. Okay, it's done. Now in the begin section, okay, in the begin section, I'm just writing my select statement, select employee number, employee name, sal. And of course, you have to load this data into some variables. So I am loading into already defined variables here, BE name, vsal, done. And of course, it is from EMP table. And I don't want to get the data for all the employee numbers. If you want, then you have to write a cursor again. So that's why what I'm doing, I'm just passing an employee number 7902, okay, which is there, which is existed. So thereafter I want to print this, so I'm writing here dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. So I'm printing all these three variables data here. We discussed this program many times. There is nothing. I'm just fetching three columns of information and printing. Okay, so it's done. I'm printing that data also. Finally, end of the program. Nothing. This program we know very well. So I'm clearing this output and now I'm executing it again. Successfully completed, and you can see it is printing the data for 7902, 4 and 3000. It's fine. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass a different number 1002, okay, where employee number is equal to 1002. I don't know this number is existed or not. If you want to check, you can check this. Okay, I'm just writing simple select statement to check. Select star from emp where employee number is equal to 1002. Okay, what is this? It's a simple select query, SQL query. Okay, I'm just checking. Control enter. Okay, see, 1 second. I have to open it up. There is no data is coming, right? So I'm just executing this work once again. Control enter. Okay, no data is coming. Of course, it won't throw any error in case of SQL. Okay, but it will not display anything, and it message will be no rows selected kind of, right? So now what I'm going to do, same thing. I'm writing here. Let me just look it down. Okay, so now I'm executing the same program for a different employee number 1002. I'm executing, control enter. So what happened? It's throwing an error. Okay, so this throwing an error. What is the error? You can see error report. Error report, no data found. Message is no data found, and no data found is also having a number here. ORA hyphen 01403. This is error number. Okay, what is the error number? 01403 is the error number, followed by an error message, no data found. Okay, where it is coming? At line number 8. And what is the message? No data found. What is the cause of it? No data was found from the objects. Object is nothing but EMP table for us, and there is no data was found from that EMP table for that input. That's it. What is the action you have to do? There was no data from the objects, which made due to end of, 1 second, I'm unable to read it. End of fetch. Okay, so forget about all these things, but you can just see what is the message. No data found. No data found for that 1002. It's throwing an error actually. Not like in SQL, it is throwing an error. So what we have to do then? So this type of situations you can handle. You can make the program successfully completed. So what we can do for that? You have to write exception block. Okay, after begin block, after completion of my executable code, I'm writing my exception block to handle my errors, whichever I'm getting from the begin block. Okay, so here I'm writing exception, and what is my error? It's a no data found. So I'm writing when is already defined by Oracle. Okay, there is a predefined exception handler for us. This is called exception handler. Exception is error. Okay, error handler. So for this specific situation, this is the exception handler for me. No data found. When no data found error comes, then do something, anything, any type of action. Okay, so for example, I just want to print a message dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and here I'm writing we'll write there is no such employee with that employee number. Okay, still if you want, you can write that employee number also. Okay, for example, this 1002 you can assign to a variable and you can write that variable name here. Okay, like this I'm telling. Here we written 1002, right? Okay, I don't want to make you confused. We'll write in the another program. So I'm just clearing this and this also. Now let me execute this program. PLSQL procedure successfully completed, and for the same 1002 only, but it was error, no data found. So when error comes, then it is jumping into this exception block and it is checking, is there any error handling mechanism is there for this specific situation or not. If it is there, it will use that handler to make it successful. Okay, but here already we return no data found. Of course, it is matching both, right? Matching in the sense, whatever the error is coming, this is related to that only. Okay, so when no data found, then I ask the print just this message. So that's why you can see this message here. There is no such employee with that employee number. It's clear? Anyone is having question? Sorry. Okay, so we'll write one more program using the same. So as we discussed, I just want to write employee number also in my output message if that employee is not there. So what I want to do, this 1002 is there, right? So that 1002 I'm assigning here to this employee number. Okay, and here instead of writing this 1002, you can keep 1002 if you want, but not required. So I'm writing V employee number only, because V employee number is the variable, is already having 1002 only. Okay, so if data is there for 1002, it will fetch and load the same thing, no problem. If not there, it will come down. Okay, and it is printing this message, and also I want to print that V employee number. Okay, now I'm just executing the same. Successfully completed, and you can see this message. There is no such employee with that employee number 1002. So means we are trying to make this message little meaningful. That's it. Nothing from that. Anything extra. Okay, so now whenever the error is coming, we are handling that error and we are just printing a message like there is no employee with that employee number, right? So what we'll do now, the same thing, same program. If that employee is there, fine. If not there, I have to insert that employee. Understood? So what I'm doing now, I'm just clearing this first. Okay, and also I just want to show you, I'm removing it, and here I'm passing a different employee number. Otherwise, let it be here only better. Okay, so that it is easy for you. I'm assigning a number same 1002, and here also V in the square employee number, let it be. Okay, otherwise you can do this way. Okay, what is that? I'm writing here ampersand employee number, so that it will ask me for employee number. So whatever the employee number I'm passing, that will be assigned to V employee number. Okay, and it will also fetch the data for that particular employee number. If it is there, it will fetch and it will print. That is fine. If it is not there, that will be catched by this no data found handler, and then it will print the message. Okay, let's check this program once. It is asking for employee number, so I'm passing 7902, which is already existed. Let's see. Okay, successfully completed, and also you can see the output in the down. Same program I'm executing again. This time I'm passing same number 1002, which is not existed. Successfully completed. Okay, let's go down. You can see the message. There is no such employee with the employee number 1002. So program is working very much fine. So now what I have to do, I have to insert that record if it is not existed. If it is there, it will print that. It will fetch and it will show me the data. If it is not there, what it has to do? It has to insert that record. Okay, so for that, what we have to do now, in the exception block, when it is catching by this no data found handler, I'm printing that message. After that, I have to insert that record also. Okay, so then what you can do, you can just write your insert statement, nothing extra. Insert into EMP table. You can pass the values to all the columns if you want. Okay, but I'm passing only to the specific columns, employee number, sorry, employee name and salary, only to these three columns. Okay, and the values are employee number, I'm writing V employee number only. Okay, employee name I don't know. Okay, so but I'm writing here some name Ram and salary, sorry, 23,000. Fine, this record will be getting inserting now, and after that, of course, this is just an insert statement, right? Data will be not loaded completely into the database. It will be there in the buffer only, right? So what I want to do now, I want to commit this. After inserting, it has to commit this. Means this transaction is going to be saved permanently into the database. Once it is inserted, okay, and again, I have to get that and need to show. Understand? So when there is no record, it will print this message and then it will insert the record and that record will be permanently saved into the database. But how you will come to know whether that record is really inserted or not? If you want, you can just print the message here again by writing DBMS output, or you can select the data again. Okay, already we written DBMS output here one time. Just want to show you, we can write any statement here in the exception block also as per the requirement. So just for example, whatever the record inserted, I just want to fetch that record back using select statement. Okay, I'm writing here select employee number, employee name, sal. Okay, and load into the three variables again: V employee number, V name, and V sal. It is from EMP table, sorry, and it's particularly for where employee number is equal to V employee number. So V employee number is nothing but 1002 or whatever you are passing at the runtime. Okay, so now it will fetch and load into that variables. Of course, after fetching, if you want to see that means again we need DBMS output. So I'm writing DBMS output dot put line, and here where is my data? It is there in variables V employee number, V name, and visa. Done. End of the program. Okay, let me clear these outputs and we'll see. So there is no 1002 employee, we know that. Okay, so we'll pass that only. First, what I'm going to do, I'll be passing a number which is already existed, 7839. Say okay to that. Successfully completed, and also you can see it is printing the data for it. Means it is not going to the exception block. Okay, let me clear this output. Now I'm executing the same program again. 1 second. Executing the same program again. And now I'm passing this number 1002, which is not existed. We know this, it's not there. I'm saying okay to it. And you can see successfully completed, and see the messages here. There is no such employee with that employee number 1002. It is printing from here, right? It is printing from here. Thereafter, it will execute this statement, inserting into that. Then commit will happen. Thereafter, again, I'm fetching the data for that particular employee number, and then I'm printing. So that's why you can see now the last DBMS in the exception block is printing this data 1002 RAM 23,000. You can also test this whether it is really inserted or not. Okay, so I'm testing it by writing normal select query where employee number is equal to 1002. So this is normal select SQL query. So I'm just checking now it is there. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here, you can write anything, okay, any statement in exception block also like this as per your requirement. Okay, so this much code I written under this exception handler. So whenever this no data found comes, then I want to do all these activities. So like that, you can write anything as per your requirement. Is clear? Any confusion? Okay. We'll see one last program and then we'll leave for this day. Okay. So now what we are discussing, everything is same. Let's go up. I'm declaring 3 variables. Okay. To store these 3 columns of data. And I'm printing. Okay. And then I am also writing exception block. If there is no data form, it will print this message. Okay, but I don't want to write all this insert, select and all, just to avoid the confusion. If you want, you can keep it and you can write it as per your request. So what I'm doing now, extra, I don't know no data form now. Understanding? I don't know no data found handler. Okay, or I don't know exactly which message, which exception handler I have to use. So then what I can do? Okay, so I'm just taking it out. Okay, I'm just taking it out. Also, I'm commenting this exception block. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm just executing this program and passing 1003, which is not existed. So error is coming, no data found, right? So what I have to do now? If you know the handler, we'll write it. If you don't know also, you have to check and need to write the exception handler. But just imagine, I exactly don't know which I have to use, or there is no handler also. So then what I can do, no data found, I don't know. So that's why I'm using this. What is that? Others. Nothing but other than all exception handlers. Whatever the messages are coming, anything should be handled by this handler. Okay, let's see whether it will really handle or not. So that's why first let me clear it. Now execute it. It is asking for employee number 1003. I'm passing, say okay. Successfully completed, and you can see there is no such employee with that employee number 1003. So earlier it was an error, and if you use no data found, it was working fine. Now I'm not using no data found also, but I'm using which one? Others handler. Others is the handler name. So what it will do? This others exception handler will handle all the types of exceptions. All the exceptions it will handle. Okay. So if you don't know exactly which exception handler you want to use, then you can write this others handler. Okay. So but exactly what is the error? I'm using others handler, but exactly what is the error? How can I come to know? Understood my point? So earlier I was using no data found, which means there is no data found. So that's why I'm using no data found. So I can fix that error by inserting the data or somehow. Okay, but others handler means it is not specifically to a particular situation. We can use this others handler for any type of exception handling. So what we can do now? So I just want to know which error is coming exactly. I will use I will use others handler only, but also I just want to know which error is coming exactly. Okay, so you can write a message here if you want, because we don't know, there is no such employee. This kind of message, if you want, you can keep. So additionally, I can write one more message. It is handled by others handler. Okay, just for example, I'm writing it is handled by others handler. This is fine. This is one case, like we'll come to know this is handled by others handler. That's fine. But also I just want to know what is the error exactly came, because when we are using other handler, it is impossible to know which error came actually. It will simply handle that. That's it. So that's why what I'm doing now again, I'm going to use the same dbms output dot put line. You can write all together in one put line also, no problem. Okay. What I'm writing here, I'm writing SQL code. Okay, so what I written there, SQL code. What it will do, let's see. I'm just clearing this output. Sorry. I'm passing same 1003. Now you can see there is no employee with that 1003. Fine. It is handled by others handler. Second output message, and third output message is 100. 100 is nothing but SQL code, nothing but it's an error code. Okay, so otherwise you can write here. So inside I'm writing here, error code is 100. It will print error code is 100. So that you will come to know what is the message. Otherwise, what we'll do extra, I'll print that error message also, which is related to this. So to print that error message, what I'm writing, SQL error message. So but the keyword here you have to use is SQL ERRM. Okay, so now let me clear this output and we'll execute the same again. I'm passing the same employee number 1003, say okay. Successfully completed, and you can see from the first dbms output it is printing this. Second output message handled by other handler. Third one, error code is 100 from SQL code it is printing. And fourth one you can see SQL ERRM is nothing but printing your error message. Okay, same number whatever is defined by Varahi, the same number 1403 and followed by the no data form. Okay, it's nothing but your error message. So what is SQL ERRM then? So it will just return you the error message. Okay, so you can use your other handler and then use this SQL ERRM just to show what is exactly the error. Okay, any confusion till there? What is other handler and what is SQL code and SQL ERRM? Okay, so for example, here I will write now no data form. Okay, first I written other handler and then I'm writing no data form also. So what will happen then? So I'll just print a message, this one here, and I'll remove it from here. Okay, from other handler I'm printing these messages, for example. Okay, and when no data found, I'm printing this. There is no such employee with that employee number. So what will happen then? So which handler will be used for this no data form situation now? I am using proper handler no data form. When there is no data form, it is a proper handler. I have to use only no data form. Okay, but also I'm using others handler. Right? We know already others handler means it is going to handle all the types of exceptions, including no data form that we know already. So means when it is jumping to exception block, whenever that error is coming, first thing is other handler only there in the exception block. So what will happen? That error, whatever is coming from the begin block, will be handled by others handler only. It will not go to this no data form. Okay, because others handler will do that handling. Okay, let's see whether really it will happen or not. Then we'll discuss further on that. I'm executing same 1003. You can see, sorry, somewhere they are missing something. What is this missing? Other handler. Okay, first see this message. Okay, what is missing? Line number 17. Okay, we'll see what is that line number 17 and read that message. What is that? Others handler must be last. Okay, it is very, very important thing you should remember. Others handler must be last among the exception handler. Sorry. It went away. Where is this? Yeah. Okay. Others handler must be last among the exception handlers of your block. Is clearly telling you if you are writing number of exception handlers in your exception block means more than one if you are writing, then others handler should be the last handler, because you know already very well why like that. If you write this at the first or in middle, what will happen? That will be handled by other handler only. So then there is no use of writing another handlers. In our specific case, in our current example, we are writing two handlers here, right? We are writing two handlers. One is no data found, others. No data found, I written last, others first. So then it will handled by others only. So then there is no use of writing this no data found. So that's why what need to be happen? Always you have to write this others handler at the end after all the handlers only. So that's why this error is coming. Also it is telling clearly what is that others handler should be the last handler among all the handlers in the list. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll just revert it. I'm taking this out. Now I'm writing in the down. First I'm writing no data found, then when others. You can write when others handler always like this, no problem will come. Let's see now. I'm clearing this error message. I'm passing same number 1003, say okay. Procedure successfully completed, and it is showing here message there is no such employee with that employee number 1003. Is nothing but the message is nothing but coming from first handler itself. It is not printing all this error message, this handled by the handler. Okay, because it is already handled by this. If it is not able to handle, means whatever the handler I written first, if it is not able to handle that error, then it will go to this at the end. Okay, so that's why this powerful handler you have to write only at the end. Okay, so clear, right, to everyone? Okay, so this is about others handler and simple exception block, how we can write. So let me know if you have any question here. Okay, if you don't have any questions, so next thing will be non-predefined exceptions and user-defined exceptions. We'll continue with that too. Okay, while discussing that two non-predefined exceptions, we'll discuss this, and while discussing user-defined exceptions, and after that we'll discuss all these remaining things. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. So otherwise we'll wind up the session for today, and we'll continue again by tomorrow same time, and we'll complete all these topics, and thereafter immediately we'll start another topic also. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. Okay, thank you.